Well, what a great day. On the other hand, every day is a great day. But at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about a rifle that arrived yesterday, which I've been looking for virtually decades. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say some of my favorite emails and messages and texts and so on are from younger people that are getting into shooting. And I appreciate that you're on my channel. I think it's fantastic. And I think about how much time I had when I was young to look into just about everything. I had virtually no screen time. Screens didn't exist, so my life was, I would say, at least twice as long. But anyway, through the channel, I can at least show you some of the guns that I know about. And many of the letters are, I want a cheap lever or lever action 22, depending where you live. And so I'm happy to be able to say I have a complete solution for you. I call it Winchester's Ghost 22 because everybody, I think, knows the 94-22, and they're all like $1,000 and more. And I've been shooting these, like I said, Ghost 22s for a long time. It's the Winchester Model 150. And I'm sure you're familiar. This was a series that they came out with. This is not made to 94-22 standards. The receiver is aluminum, or some other word they use to describe aluminum. But it's completely serviceable. I've never had any problem. Maybe somebody has. I don't know that. Tubular magazine. Operation is so simple. I mean, you all know how tubular magazines work, so that's where you feed the rounds. And the operation is very slick. The throw of the lever is short, and you can probably tell by the way I'm working the lever. And I'm just used to saying lever. If that's wrong, please pardon me. You can tell that it's very easy, very simple. And I shoot all kinds of rounds. I think it actually says long rifle on here, and it probably is just for long rifle. No, it says 22 short, long, or long rifle, so I'm wrong again. No wonder I have no trouble. So you load this thing up with shorts, and you get a lot of shorts into that tubular magazine. They're almost silent. I'll flip it around, and I know that the 94-22 is one of the best 22s ever made, and I can't say that this is one of the best 22s ever made. But as I said at the beginning, it's kind of a ghost 22. A lot of younger people don't even know it exists. And it's the Model 150, and it was part of a series, and a lot of you will know that series better than I do. There was a semi-auto that looked similar. But that's fine, we can talk about that another time. It comes with a nice Winchester butt plate. I mean, I get all kinds of letters, please show this and please show that. So I try to show everything I can remember to show. But this is the answer to the many letters. I just want a lever action 22, hopefully a Winchester. This is the only Winchester I know of, maybe you know of others, Model 150. And now I'll go way out on a limb. I bought these so cheap. But what happens is every time I say that a rifle is inexpensive, the people write me back and they say, well, your prices are way off. That's probably partly a function of my buying guns earlier. It's also a function of inflation. I have never seen or even heard of demand for guns as there is now. And it seems that the minute the market is aware of a used gun or a vintage rifle or shotgun or handgun, the prices skyrocket because the used models were not made in the numbers that the modern guns are made in. You can't crank out even this 22 the way you could or can, let's say, a Ruger American with that plastic stock and everything else. So I have two on the table. This one, I think I paid $200 for it. It was supposed to be in very good condition, and I mean, to me, it's like very good as in spotless. There's nothing, I don't even think anybody used this 22. I looked at the action and everything. Maybe somebody fired it with something, but yeah, completely excellent. So for you young shooters, oh, I'm being nasty to cameraman, so there, I'll hold it steady. Yeah, for you young shooters that wanted to get a 22, or somebody wanted to get somebody a good 22, that, I mean, these are excellent, and I don't think they're going down in value anytime soon. I give it a shot of Ballistol every once in a while, that one, and it goes and goes and goes. No problems with that one. So that's 122. And then some of you wrote me about an Ithaca, and sorry for taking so long to, these are hard to find now, I couldn't believe it. Ithaca Model 49. If you haven't seen one of these, this is some kind of interesting concept. So it's actually like a martini action. I don't know if we can focus in here, but I'll lower, so you won't see me moving the lever. I'll lower it, and you'll see this tips down. You just slide around in here, and if you hold the gun the right way, it kind of feeds itself. You lower this, raise the lever, that raises the block, and it's a hammer, single shot. But again, kind of like the Model 150 I just showed you. This is a classic 22 for a first-time shooter, but there are lots of people that hunt with these, and they've had them for decades, and I think that's why they're very hard to find. Again, because production numbers 20 or 30 years ago were nowhere near the numbers that are required to keep a factory going. So this one is excellent. In case they didn't pick it up, maybe if you could focus, you can see the barrel feeds back, and impinges on the inside of the action, and then the block is tight against it. So, I mean, it must be one of the strongest 22s ever made. And this one I tried just before filming. And even with these, what I would call simple sights, very easy to hit bullseyes on the little 22 targets I use. It's got that Western look to it. So I thought this is useful information for you. Inexpensive, yes. Lever action, yes. Winchester, yes. Ithaca, you can't go wrong. I can't guarantee the prices. Maybe when you check they're going to be $600, but these were not that price. I'm sure they'll go up because everything is going up as they print more and more money. Frankly, no one knows what anything's worth, because it's just one of those situations. I could get into that. Other than that, on the table is a Savage 4 Tenor. I covered these in Patreon, but I didn't have a chance to have a look at it on the main channel. If you can find these, all this is an insert. They used to be pretty common, very useful. You slide this into any 12 gauge or 20 gauge or whatever the 4 Tenor is made for, and you can shoot 410 shells. And lots of times, as you know, you don't need the big gauges. The 410 is all you need. And that is actually the main coverage of the video: the Winchester, the Ithaca, and the 4 Tenor. And then the rifle that I've been waiting for decades is actually on the rack, the top one behind me. I don't know if you can pan up and show them. It's this one here, and that's Springfield 1903 Sporter, NRA Sporter. I think there were like 5,000 made, and I've looked at many of them, and many were like in terrible shape, and the barrels were shot out. And a good friend of mine mentioned this one showed up, so I bought it immediately, and actually we'll review that in detail on Patreon, and then later on the main channel. So that's it's a 30-06. It's a Springfield 03 action with a nice sporter stock, one of the very first really excellent American sporting rifles. And the bore on this particular one is like glass. It's like a mirror in there. It's hard to believe, but I guess it sat in a closet someplace for, I don't know, 80 years, something like that. As always, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting the channel. Everything you can do to help us is much appreciated. Stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.